I've never seen it.
Let's talk about Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And this is such a humongous show. This is a show everyone by the end of it seemed to be watching together. Mm-hmm. When this was on the air, what were you actively avoiding it? Were people just not watching it around where you were? Because I remember watch parties sort of towards the end.
When was this on the air? Like the late 2000s?
Mid-tens, I think.
Mid-tens, mid-teens. I've never avoided television. Like I'm not. Mm-hmm. I do feel like, and maybe a fellow Chicagoan could like merch this.
Concluded on 2013. Okay, I thought it was like 2015.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been averse to television, but I am averse to the hype train. Like I tried. Like I just everybody's on it. Mm-hmm. Then I'm like, oh.
So are you not watching Severance?
No, I'm living Severance. No, I'm not watching. Severance.
Yeah. So this was the hype trainest time in TV history, right. Maybe. I mean, it's like you had The Sopranos and The Wire that kind of preceded at least our age.
Okay.
But this was like people were so excited about this.
If this ended in 2013, that means it was on its run when I was in college.
Yeah.
And I was in college, I was an athlete, and I was chasing women or like dating women and like trying to party. I was not sitting in front of the TV.
Okay.
Like if I was in front of the TV, I was playing video games.
Yeah.
Or I was queuing up some Netflix to ignore while I tried to see
like
what
background
was
stuff.
Guests.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
you didn't want to Netflix and chill to a teacher creating a meth empire. You don't want to Breaking Bad and chill.
My other thing about Breaking Bad was I remember when I heard about it, it was like, oh, this sick. My only thing I knew about it then, and the only thing I really know about it now, is this a sick teacher. A sick chemistry teacher turns to making meth and selling drugs in order to like pay for his cancer treatment or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but he's white. Like, start a GoFundMe. You know what I mean? Like,
it comes up.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many other. In my mind, it was so many other options that I was like, this is hard fiction.
Oh yeah. I don't want to spoil anything that does happen, but other options are sort of explored. Yeah. We'll talk about it. Let's do the script, and then we'll talk about it. So cast the script up however you'd like.
Okay, I'm gonna have. I would like Kyle. I'd like for you to play Walter.
Let's fucking go!
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Bailey.
Like me, uninsured.
I'd like for you to play Jesse.
It would be an honor.
And I'm gonna read the stage directions, and then I'll also be the producer.
Great.
Fantastic.
Hold on, let me get her.
Based on my complete ignorance of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, you'll notice this is Breaking Bad, especially title.
I love it.
Because I don't get it. Here we go. Exterior, park, dusk. Walter and Jesse sit on a park bench. They both eat ice cream cones. Walter licks his with the fervor of a starving dog. There's a distracting amount of ice cream in his mustache. Jesse's eyes are locked in on his phone.
You know, Jesse, I think death is a good option.
Jesse lets out a deep sigh before inhaling sharply.
I know, Walter, but we've talked about this. I'm not going to let you die. We can't let cancer win. What are we, some little bitches? I'm not a little bitch. You don't look like a little bitch, so we're going to beat the shit out of this cancer.
Oh, I know. I was just...
just nothing. We're going to rip this cancer limb from limb. We're curb stomping this cancer, stabbing this shit to death. How? With money, because everybody knows that's the cure to cancer. Money.
For sure. Yeah. I don't want to die. And I appreciate your enthusiasm to help me earn enough money by any means necessary to beat cancer, but...
Walter gestures towards Jesse's phone.
I was just saying death might be a good first option for that game of Wordle you're playing.
Jesse's eyes soften, and he cracks a slight smile. Interior, Walter's chemistry class, confessional. In the style of The Office, Jesse does a straight-to-camera confessional.
I know he's a chemistry teacher, but Walt can be really good with words.
Back to exterior, park, dusk. Jesse types the last letter into his phone.
Not death, but it does start with a D.
All right, Kyle, don't think ahead. Don't think ahead.
Walter sucks the remaining ice cream out of his cone like a vacuum before placing it on top of Jesse's unfinished cone.
Great, let's go. I need a napkin.
He rises and crosses off towards interior, Walter's car. Night. Walter and Jesse sit inside of a small sedan with a student driver sticker and car topper. Jesse sits behind the wheel with Walter sitting passenger. Jesse's phone is docked on the dash.
Go on, then.
I'm not moving until I get a verbal yes.
The emergency brake is here for a reason. I refuse to guarantee you that I won't use it.
If you only used it for emergencies, that'd be fine.
I only use it for emergencies.
You wanting to run in the corner store to get some Skittles is not an emergency. You can't slam on the brakes mid-intersection for that.
I have cancer. I have to protect my blood sugar.
That's not a cancer thing. That's a diabetes thing.
Oh, so you want me to have both? You want me to lose my hair and a foot?
First of all, you're bald. Second of all, you touch that brake and you'll lose a foot anyway.
Whatever. Fire up the map and let's go. I don't want to miss our window.
Jesse turns the ignition as Walter taps Jesse's phone. The screen opens to the unfinished Wordle game.
Drive.
That's why I started the car, Walter.
No, I mean try drive. That's 5 letters.
Jesse types drive into the Wordle. The letters D and R light up green. Everything else is gray.
Only 3 letters left. Not bad.
Interior, Walter's chemistry class, confessional. Walter gives a straight-to-camera confessional.
I beat it this morning, but I don't want to tell him. As a teacher, I really love watching people apply themselves. That's why I left that black school in the city.
Yo, what the fuck?
Sorry, that was an inside thought.
Back to cut to.
I hope no one puts together I was just Blackface Downey Jr. on an episode of Gary Michael Anderson rewriting Tropic Thunder, and I'm really not loving the closeness together of the sound clips that are coming up of me.
This takes place in New Mexico, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not saying anything's wrong. Wait, no, some stuff is wrong. Racism is wrong. Probably other stuff. Happy National Women's Day, Bailey.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
all right. Interior, skating rink, night. Walter and Jesse lean against the railing of the rink, watching local kids clumsily spin laps. Jesse checks his watch.
You said it's 18 plus after when?
9.
We've got an hour to find them.
Shouldn't be that tough. Just keep an eye out for cystic acne and general poor eye contact.
I get the acne, but what's with the eye contact?
It's an easy tell for the modern teen.
What is?
Autism. Great, let's just keep the sound bites rolling. Even got me saying German no.
Walter pulls out a cigarette, sparks it, takes a drag, and blows the smoke into the rink.
Wait, chill. You trying to get us booted before we find any drivers?
Pretty much. Between the SIG and the dust up with authority, every cool kid in here is going to want to ride with us.
We need more than the cool kids, man. If we're going to beat cancer by making millions of dollars by opening a fun-loving driving school with a cool, punny name like Breaking Bad, we're going to need every student driver we can get.
You're right. I wish there was another way.
Maybe there is. We just have to keep researching.
Jesse pulls out his phone and opens his browser. Again, it opens to the game of Wordle.
Let's try drugs.
Ooh, that's a good guess, actually.
No, I meant...
Jesse raises a finger, shushing Walter. He types it in, and all 5 letters turn green.
Genius! You beautiful genius!
He grabs Walter by the cheeks and kisses him on the forehead. Cut to interior, Walter's chemistry class, confessional.
I'm going to sell meth.
Blackout.
Yes! Oh my God.
Breaking
so
Bad.
good.
It has a lot of like deserty sound effects, sort of.
This is a rattlesnake.
Yeah. They have a lot of this stuff. This is
Yeah, this is
what is the episode too.
Okay,
Wow. That's like what I remember from the intro.
Yeah.
Wow. Like very like Southwestern sort of egg roll.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Southwestern egg roll. That's how I would describe it. Nailed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Very accurate.
It's a great read from you all.
Oh,
So-
I mean, you made it easy.
Thank you. I've always wanted to be employed and in debt.
Yeah.
So it was tough for me.
The confessional,
Mm-hmm.
fantastic addition, and I think they should have done that in Breaking Bad.
Fentanyl nantastic edition, if you will.
There he is.
I would love Breaking Bad. If I would like every show to be remade in the mockumentary style, just
Yes.
to see how it works.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
do you remember when? And they did it, I think, at the Oscars this year. But they used to do the MTV Movie Awards and award shows. The intro would always just be a mashup of all of the nominees. Like, or it would be like the host running to the awards through all of the, like, you would be like on the set of The Office and then running through, and they would
That's
just,
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it so much, and I
Yeah.
wish they just did that more. I mean, I guess it's probably expensive
Probably, yeah.
to hire everyone who's ever been on an award-winning show to come
Yeah.
hang out.
I bet that's a lot.
They're busy hawking tequila at Costco's. This is the only place I see Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston, like once every 4 years, will win a Tony.
Yeah.
for playing a president or something, or be in a movie where he's just, a commanding old guy,
Right.
and the rest of the time I see him, he seems like to have a new forearm tattoo or something.
I only see him on Barham Boulevard going over the hill, like to the Warner Brothers lot. There's a liquor store with a massive ad of him. What's his name?
Aaron Paul.
And Aaron Paul.
yeah.
And they're sitting on lawn chairs next to a pool,
Oh my
like
God.
reading the newspaper
With their tequila?
With their tequila, and
They're
I'm like,
on
yeah.
that sign. Okay.
I would love to try the tequila. It's so crazy that I'm like, I love you guys and I love this show, so I'll buy some of your tequila.
Yeah.
But then the other part, I'm like, maybe I should buy tequila from people whose life's work is putting together tequila.
that's
Like
fair.
Kendall Jenner.
Or Ryan Gosling. Or Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
I can't have another episode where I'm just talking about when it became cool to be a sellout. But this would be like 3 episodes in a row where it kind of has come up.
Yeah.
I mean, people been running it up.
Yeah.
know?
It used to be crazy to see someone in an ad. You'd be like, I can't believe they got an actor.
Right. Like, damn, they like Cheerios too?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's why Got Milk was so
He's just
jarring
like me.
when it came out. And those are athletes who are the easiest celebrities to get for stuff because they are free all the time and
Yeah.
brain damage.
Right.
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
And
Right there.
so you're like, yeah, I guess we could get Manny Pacquiao. Don't ask him what he thinks of people.
Yo, Big Milk really went crazy for the Got Milk.
It was wild.
Big Milk.
What a campaign.
Oh, milk is
Huge.
medicine, the American healthcare system in a
Oh
whole.
my God.
They were like, yeah, milk is for bones,
Oh,
actually.
you like having bones? Then you have to
You
drink
don't need
this.
them.
That's so crazy.
even more than casts.
It makes sense. The milk is white. The bones are white.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
all.
It's right there.
That is how we all associated it. Milk, I think it touches the bone and hardens it like
Yeah.
plaster.
It makes it whiter. You don't know that until later, but
Deplasteurization
Yeah.
is what they're doing to you. I'm not happy
it's
about
so
that.
weird. No, that's okay.
So is things you got? I love Breaking Bad. I think I've seen the show 2 times. Once when it was on, and then I think I rewatched it another time since.
How many
then.
seasons is it? Like 6?
7.
Wow. They were great.
6.
I don't remember.
This was one of the
It's been a
shows
long
that
time.
championed a thing I don't like, which is the second half of this season is next year, where they would show like a little bit of the
Oh my
show,
God, yeah.
and then Mad Men was another one that 5 seasons. No, there's more than 5 seasons. It's got to be 6 seasons. I'm just looking up the number 6. Like that would do me. Yeah, 5 seasons in the movie.
Wow.
I guess I thought it was 6 because of the giant break they took halfway through season 5.
And then there's a spin like Better Call Saul. That's a whole. That's
And then Better Call Saul, which is a
Heard
prequel.
That's good.
It is really
I've
good.
not seen it.
It's Bob Odenkirk is very, very good.
I like Bob Odenkirk.
He
too.
seems great. What I love making a prequel full of rapidly aging actors who are very much in the thing you're making a prequel to. Like if
Yeah.
they made a Harry Potter prequel now with Daniel Radcliffe, you'd be like, "Oh, this seems difficult," because he was
Yeah.
he was 10, and they're like, "Oh, he's 8 now," but we cast Daniel Radcliffe again.
He could
The
pull off-
early years.
Daniel Radcliffe could pull off.
He could pull it off. He's pretty good.
He's
Yeah.
the best actor. I really think he's the best actor. I love him so much.
Yeah, so 6 seasons. The last season was 16 episodes, split into 2 8-episode parts.
Wow.
One in 2012, one in 2013. I hate that. I don't think we've set too much precedent for TV not coming out often enough, and I despise it. I think you should do 24. If you're a half hour, 24. If you're an hour, 14. You got to do that for me. Do it every year.
24 is a monster.
24 is fine. 22 is fine. I'll take 22.
22. All
20.
right.
You're allowed to do 22 if 2 of your episodes, the cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is also in it. Abbott Elementary, thank you for making the right number of television episodes every year.
Yeah.
Don't even watch the show, but I love that you're doing it. I can't think of anything else that is doing this amount of TV. Like the right amount of. We're rewatching the X-Files now. They have 24 episode season.
Yeah.
And the good part is a third of them suck.
It's like everything linear does 13, 18, or 22.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
many, like, what's it, George and Mandy's First Wedding? It's probably doing 22. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
gonna
even
guess.
shows that are like,
Like,
what's like a Hulu comedy? I mean,
there was How to Die Alone.
Pen 15.
Pen
That
15.
show
Yeah.
had so few episodes in some of the seasons,
That's
but
a
that
perfect
that was
show.
ripe for should have been 24 episodes a season.
I just watched Paradise.
I've heard that's great.
Only 8 episodes.
Really?
Hour long, 8 episodes.
Hour you can talk to me about fewer.
Yeah.
But you should have to have more than House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Although House of the Dragon had 8 episodes and 6 were filler.
Yeah.
I was like, how
That's
do we have
whack.
filler?
That's
How do you have
whack.
filler if there's 8 of you?
I know.
Game of Thrones would put out like 12 or 14 in a season and be great.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, now you guys have had all this more time and way more money, and I just watched a guy walk around a house for 4 hours.
Nah, I'm cool.
Not even his house.
Yeah.
Cool off that. Paradise was straight.
What's it about?
It's Paradise is about a Secret Service agent tasked with guarding the president in a post-apocalyptic or like post-climate disaster safe zone.
Oh.
Like, named.
Who is in
Paradise.
this?
Wait, that
What is
sounds
this on? I've
interesting.
never even
It's
heard
on.
of this.
It's on Hulu. It stars
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown and James Marsden.
Hulu has sort of gained my trust a little bit with their like delving into FX energy.
Yeah, it's
with a lot of
really-
what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away.
Worth watching.
But the president is Trump.
Type shit. Like
He was
damn
available.
near.
It's like on it's the Trump from Home Alone 2. They do that.
yeah.
They have
Way
him
less
play in the thing.
threatening.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a cool concept.
Okay.
I'll let it ride off the strength of the concept. I'm not. So I work in film and television, but I'm new here. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't really watch TV until I was trying to get a TV job.
Right.
Like I didn't watch.
You're like, what is this little box?
Yeah, I was doing stand up, and then somebody was like, you can make more money if you actually write. And I was like, how do you do that? And
Yeah.
they're like, well,
Yeah.
you just got to write. So I started watching TV, watched like 10 or 15 pilots, and I was like, okay, that's how you do that. And then I wrote a pilot.
Yeah.
And like was doing late, but then I was like in late night, and then now I did like one narrative show or whatever. But either way,
Yeah.
most of the time I'm watching TV, it's to study.
Yeah.
It's
Not
like,
to
okay,
enjoy.
how do I make television? How do you tell
Sure.
a 3-act stroke?
What a fascinating approach. It's all business, no pleasure.
This ain't no. If
Yeah.
it's, like if I want to, video games. There's a lot of great story in video games these
Yeah.
days, and like
Yeah.
and I'm also engaged, so that's what I'll be doing. But
Yeah.
watching TV, so to get through a whole season of a drama for me, big deal.
I have a hard time with new
Yeah.
things.
I did it.
It's hard for me to care about them. Old things
Yeah.
that I'm in no hurry to watch and I know are all the way done. There's also this thing with new television where you're like, I could really get into this, and then they just don't re-up a contract and the story never ends, and they hate all the actors and I never hear from it, and in 8 years they bring it back and they're old.
Oh, this sounds
Yeah.
pretty pointed.
We talking about
You
Severance?
okay?
No, it's not even about anything at all. But it does feel like, I mean, you'll hear like, oh, this got canceled after 2 seasons. Oh, this
Yeah.
got canceled. Like,
Yeah.
if you really get into like the nitty gritty of like, especially Netflix, sort of
Yeah.
like lack
Totally.
of caring about creating good things
Right.
over creating a volume of things
Yeah.
cheaply.
Right.
And so I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I don't want to get too attached to any of this. I think it's why a lot of people like rewatching something like Suits, which I don't watch, but it came back in this crazy manner and everyone got all into it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think they liked it because they knew it was over, and then I assume they brought it back. But I think it's why people like rewatching shows.
Yeah.
It's like a thing that leads you. Like, I know The Sopranos ends,
Yeah, there's some comfort to
so I know I can watch
that
it all the way through.
window. Yeah.
Instead of like me getting really attached to like characters on a show that then just might never get brought back and have no
Classic
resolve.
Netflix 3 and out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The negotiation cancellation,
Right.
which sounds like an improv team name.
It does. Should we start it?
No.
Okay.
Great question. Good answer.
Yes and no, but me shooting down an improv team name. One thing you do when we're talking about Breaking Bad, I don't want to get too much into the plot of the show, but he does start cooking meth, which seems to be the idea is to make the money to pay off all of his bills.
Right.
He does have outs. There are very great moments in the show where he could give up the meth and get a bunch of money and turns it down.
You can't quit the game.
Can't.
Right,
He
because
gets so
ultimately you
into
find
it.
out it's like about his hubris and his want to be great at something rather than it is. He was like screwed out of a big company that blew up and like all this. So it's really about he really wants like to be king.
But what type of cancer does he have? Because he's stuck around for 6
I don't
seasons.
remember.
Man, lung or liver.
think
Lung,
it's
he's
pretty
coughing a bunch.
serious
She's coughing a
because-
bunch. He's got lung cancer or he just wants attention.
I think it is lung cancer. But like at the beginning of the show, you think he's definitely going to die, which is like partially why he does this
Right.
because he's like, well, I'm going to be dead anyway. So this is
Yeah.
going to be like for my family.
Right.
And like, and
Yeah.
then he beats cancer. And then
Yeah.
he's just like,
He beat it and he
Yeah.
kept pushing. That's
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
there's many opportunities
turns
for him to
evil.
sort of cut loose and turn a corner and not do this anymore.
Yeah.
That ultimately it is. I mean, well, it's like I don't want to spoil anything.
I mean, don't worry.
Okay, but there's like
won't watch.
there are like definitive moments where he's like, it's for me. I did this for me.
Yeah.
Well, like he really is like coming to like terms with at some point he was lying to himself about the money and for the family, and he's like, I was great at it and I liked it.
Yeah.
And that's what it was.
I think it plays with this idea that like anytime an ordinary person gets a little bit of power or like a little bit of like attention, like they can turn sour so fast.
Yeah.
And he does.
Yeah. If you
really
like that
wild.
idea, anyone listening, move to Los Angeles.
Oh my God. We have so much.
You're going to
of that
love
here.
the idea of someone who was a teacher becoming the worst person you've ever known.
You're gonna meet a very nice person who goes viral on TikTok one time, and then they're a monster.
And then you see
for
him
the rest of
screaming
their
at a
life.
server at Little Dom's
Yeah.
in Los Feliz.
It's a really, really great place to see that happen.
There's a lot of don't you know I am no energy around Los Angeles.
They just start trying to jump the line in Southwest boarding order.
Right. Like, we're all on Southwest. You're trying to jump to A18?
Yeah, like, come
Check
on,
your
man.
bag. It's free. But I do love the show. I mean, I
a great
ultimately
show.
love the show.
Yeah.
And all the stuff that it says, it's really good at all these things. It is kind of funny that with huge TV shows like this, something I do like to think about is what happened to the cast afterwards. And Bryan Cranston, I love Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
I like Malcolm in the Middle was like one of the couple of shows I watched as it was on because my parents loved it because we were all so poor and they were all so tired.
I think Malcolm in the Middle, I saw tidbits of because it came on after that 70s show,
Which I also liked,
which I was allowed to watch because I convinced my mom that Fez counts. Fez counts.
That's
Like,
incredible.
you do that. And then
That's
years
so
later,
funny.
I put my foot in my mouth when I realized Fez just stands for foreign exchange
Yeah,
student. Like,
yeah.
that.
Yep.
I was like, damn.
Yep.
And don't use that show as my example to see where the cast is now.
Malcolm in the Middle was funny as hell.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
And Cranston is so funny in it.
Fantastic.
And everyone is really good, which I think they're bringing it back.
Yeah, I think
Which,
so.
of course.
Yeah.
But I think about the Breaking Bad cast. Bryan Cranston, pretty prolific, but not super frequent with his roles now, you know. Seems to be taking on like very actor-y kind of things all of the time. Aaron Paul can't seem to like... He was in like Need for Speed. They made a movie out of that video game.
Oh.
And it seemed to not... I think they had plans of making that a big franchise, and it just kind of flopped or something. He's really so good in Breaking Bad.
He's fantastic. He's also great in BoJack.
He is really good in
Yeah.
BoJack. That's
Who's he
right.
in
He
BoJack?
is
BoJack's
Todd.
roommate Todd. Yeah.
Nice.
And he is... You're right. Which I adore that show.
Me too.
And he is good in that. But he was supposed to just get killed off in Breaking Bad in the first season.
Too
and they really
charming.
liked their vibe.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like if they'd killed David Duchovny in the X-Files. They're like, they have pretty good chemistry. We'll have him stick around. And Bob Odenkirk, this might have done more for him than anyone else.
I like Bob Odenkirk a lot. That's a bad white boy.
He's so good. Better Call Saul is very good.
Yeah.
Nobody was so good where he just was
Yeah,
John
when-
Wick.
yeah.
Just John Wick with Bob Odenkirk. That movie ruled
Yeah.
so hard. He's really good. But Giancarlo Esposito is who I think about.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed to be like the villains are always the most fun. And he's the best villain in the show. Mm-hmm. And then
Is he
Gus Fring.
Gus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people really like a together composed villain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
really
very
great.
like put together. And then he sort of like started, now he kind of is playing on that, and almost I haven't really seen him in anything other than where he's playing like a very put together sort of corporatized villain.
Yeah.
He was in The Boys, he was the villain.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's in a Star Wars thing as
He
the
was
villain.
in Far Cry 6, the video game.
That's right. He's on the cover.
he's
Wait,
on the
really?
cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
I
for
bought that
him.
game because of that.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. I like the one where you kill people in Montana more. But that one was pretty fun. I like Far Cry. It all depends on who I'm killing 8,000 of for how much fun I'm having. They really hit gold with the timing of weird Christian nationalist cults.
Bro.
Everyone was very excited to kill them.
They was ready. They know what they're doing over there.
Yeah. But I love the show. It's a lot to watch. It's good. Then they made the movie. Then they made the prequel show. Like Jesse had his own movie afterwards. It was pretty good. Better Call Saul is so wonderful that I almost worry it's going to set a precedent for other television.
I want to watch it. I feel like I want to rewatch Breaking Bad too because I really don't remember a lot.
I feel like I even just listen. Like I trust that all these shows that everyone says are amazing are in fact amazing.
Yeah.
Because every now and then I've tapped into some of them like, yo, this is actually really, really good. I get
Yeah.
it. I don't remember the last show I did that with.
Yeah.
Oh, Seinfeld. I was watching Seinfeld.
That I have not watched.
and I
So
was
fun.
like, wait a second. This is like,
It's great.
I understand why in the
Yeah.
90s, if you sat down in front of your TV for half an hour, this was lit.
Yeah.
But I think about now just the volume, the sheer time of you got to watch. If I got to watch 5 seasons of Breaking Bad and then like 6 seasons of The Wire, and then that right there is like 200
It's
hours.
next year
Like,
now.
that's
Like
so-
it's next
a
year
Yeah.
now.
huge commitment.
That's so much time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't hold against anyone like not sitting down
yeah.
to watch any of these things. Game of Thrones, if you're like I haven't, then Game of Thrones is such a funny one to pitch to be like, look, it's the greatest fantasy thing ever made, and then turns into the absolute worst thing you've ever participated in. 300 hours in,
Yeah.
it is so upsettingly difficult.
Yeah.
Like it's such a, you want to be like, well, the journey was great, like it was great, but it's like I had to eat poop at the end, and they make you do that.
And for Game of Thrones, I saw the first season and the back half of the last season,
Great.
and that was it.
Yeah.
You just saw a bunch of kids age.
Yeah, that was.
But that's how we all saw him age, because the fucking kid wasn't on a season of the show, and he wasn't on, like the actor wasn't around from like age 13 to 18,
And then he just comes.
so
back.
he just comes back
Yeah.
huge and gone through puberty and being dragged around by a guy still, and you're like, I cannot believe this is. But I don't hold against anyone who, if you can't spend time going through and watching like a long prestige sort of thing. Like, I mean, for me, it's mostly comedies and older stuff like Cheers and Seinfeld and shows like that I haven't seen, that people are like, oh, you have to see the. And I'm like, I could just think about it.
Yeah, I feel like an episode or two of a show usually.
Yeah.
Like if you kind of like you go to the bookstore, you're trying to read a book. Me, I'm a sucker for a good cover. That should look cool. Then I break it up to a random page in the middle. Boom, read a paragraph. Or
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna get it.
Like,
Yeah.
dictionary
Yes.
again. You're just like a sucker for the cover of dictionaries. You're like, damn, this one's got all of the words.
Any book that has an apple and a zebra on it, like, let's go.
It's the shortest book that has every word in it.
Yo, but then I feel like same thing. If I go to a streaming service and just scroll to the middle and stop on season 5, episode 6 of whatever, and if I watch it and it's good, it's like amazing series. I'm good.
Oh,
That's
Like, I
so
don't need-
funny.
I don't know if I could do that.
I don't know if I could either.
It's
That's
making
such
me
a,
sweat thinking about it.
That's such an interest. That is exactly what you're doing when you're shopping for a book, and it does. I guess that's. I've never heard of anyone doing
Yeah,
that.
but-
I have a hard
See.
time even shopping randomly for books.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be at
If it
home.
doesn't have like someone I know on the cover, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I wonder if this book's about Arnold Palmer. He's on the book. The last book I bought. It was a book from my dad about Arnold Palmer.
Oh, yeah, that's
The
right.
Drink. And
The drink.
yeah, it's 2 pages.
That's iced tea.
There's a third page in the middle that's kind of a
Lemonade.
middle of the hue of the two of them. All right, we have a couple games I want to play. What we're going to
let's
do
do
real
it.
quick is we're going to take a break.
Sweet.
All right. Does anyone need anything? Go to the restroom, more water, anything like that?
I'm good.
This first game that I want to play now that we're back, this is a pretty new game on the podcast, but I'm very excited for this edition of it. It does not, I need so badly to write a theme song for this one. This one does not have one. That is not the right one. There we go.
This is a song for a game without a song. Yeah, they're about to play a game without a song.
This game does not have a song.
Solid.
And that's the theme song for Games with No Songs. This game is called How Much Did That Memorabilia from That Thing You Rewrote Sell For?
Oh my god.
So I have found some Breaking Bad memorabilia, officially, like, not licensed, not a shirt that says Breaking Bad, stuff from the set.
Oh, shit.
Stuff from the shoot, stuff touched by the actors, real things used in the production of Breaking Bad, resold at official Hollywood memorabilia auctions, certificate of authenticity, all of these sort of things. We've done this for like Lord of the Rings. We've done that, and it's crazy to see how much this stuff can cost. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars for, I can't believe it, because this is trash.
They selling meth with certificates. Is what you're
We will do.
Unused
Spoiler
meth.
alert, light gently used meth. So this first one,
right.
so I'll pull it up, and then you both can guess how much it is. Whoever's closest gets a point. Oh yeah, we're keeping score.
Okay.
It's 0-0. You do, I will let you know at the end. Someone wins the podcast, whoever gets the most points that day. You do get 75 points for writing a script.
Oh,
And
shit.
the rest of the
Alright,
games
I'm
are
up.
worth 1 or 2 points. So first one,
Okay.
this is, I'll show you the picture. This tray This is a tray. This is a metal tray, and then I'll read you the description.
Okay.
A Super Lab meth baking pan from AMC's acclaimed crime drama series Breaking Bad. In the series, a chemistry teacher begins to manufacture and sell crystal meth with the hopes of providing for his family. The pan is large and shows signs of production use and wear, including some residue, but it remains overall in good condition. Was potentially used and touched by both Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul
Potentially.
on the set. This pan, how much do you think this pan, once again, this is through like a memorabilia auction site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone bought this.
I would buy that and make like blue peanut brittle every Christmas.
That's a great idea.
Fantastic.
That's really, really a fun idea.
I think so too. I think that $460.
$460.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 119.
119. This sold for $495 US dollars.
Oh my
What the
god.
$495
Oh my
US dollars.
God.
The Super Lab meth. That's gonna be
Okay. Well, now I'm appropriately calibrated.
Yeah, this is that's a good
That
one
was
for adjusting your
crazy.
thing.
$495 for a pan?
All right, next
that's
one.
nuts.
Assorted bags of meth from AMC's acclaimed crime drama series Breaking Bad. Also known as Blue Magic and Big Blue, the famously potent blue meth appears throughout the series as Walter White and Jesse Pinkman begin manufacturing it after perfecting the recipe. Assorted bags of imitation crystal meth consist of various sizes and shades of dyed blue crystallized rock candy in small to medium-sized baggies. Though the faux candy meth is not fit for consumption and there are some pockets of crystal dust due to production use and wear, it remains in overall good condition. So it is like little bags here. It looks like you're buying dice for D&D.
Yeah.
It is little crystal meth
Yeah.
production bags. These are ones from Breaking Bad. This is meth from the show.
All right, so we got the pan sitting at about 500. That's just the pan that we put it on. Now
Yeah.
we're talking product.
So this is going to be way more, I think. I'm thinking like $1,200
I was
range.
just about to say 1,200, but since you said 1,200, I'll make it exciting. I'll say 1,250.
All right.
$12.50. It is $1,995. $2,000.
You be playing the prices right.
Oh my god.
$2,000 for.
So it's now 75 to 2. That's
It's
the score.
seven. Well, no, because 1,212. You said 1,250, so you were closer.
You're closer.
So it's 76
Oh,
to
shit.
1.
Wait, what? Was I?
Yeah, because you said $1,250 and that's like $2,000.
That's 2,000.
Oh, true.
You were closer.
Oh, that was
so you played the
1,900.
prices right.
Yeah, you really
All right.
you really got it.
A couple more. Next one.
Oh man, the draws with
It's
a little
a pair of
stain
tidy
on 'em?
whities. These are the tidy whities. Do you know these from like anything about the
well,
show?
see-
Because these pop up in the zeitgeist a
Yeah,
lot.
I see. I've never seen the show, but I get my fair share of. I'm a millennial. I live on Instagram. I don't have TikTok, but I'll be getting everything late when it comes to reels. And
Yeah.
I've seen the reels of him talking saucy to.
Wait till you
John
see what
Carlos
happened in
Esposito.
September 2001. When that finally gets to reels, Zoolander came out.
Yeah.
So I've seen
Okay.
a photo of him in the draws.
So these are Walter White's underwear from Breaking Bad, worn throughout the series, starting with when he first began cooking crystal meth with Jesse Pinkman in the pilot episode.
Right. That's right.
Matching underwear also appeared in his closet throughout the series. Great detail. This pair of white men's cotton and polyester briefs, size 40. I didn't know 40-inch waist is crazy for
Yeah,
Bryan
wow.
Cranston. Features a white elastic waistband with blue and goldenrod details, though the elasticity is largely lost from wear. So these are set-worn tidy whities.
Walter White's.
Walter White,
Walter
if you will.
White's. Yeah.
And
Walter
I
White's
will.
Tidy Whities. I'm gonna just
These sold March 1st, 2023 at auction.
10 years later. Come on now, that's $5,000. That's 5 racks for the draws.
Wait, and he wore them for sure.
These are
That's
game
got-
used.
That's
I can't tell if
This is a
that would
game
make
used
them.
jersey.
that's
Yeah.
leftover residue.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
that's okay.
They're calling it blue meth residue.
I think like $5,000.
We're looking for $32,500.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
$32,500.
Oh my
You know what happens? None of us win that one.
Yo.
We all
Yeah.
lose for that having had happened.
Yeah.
You know what is? This is what I find. So a lot of the Lord of the Rings stuff was batshit expensive.
Yeah.
But it would be like a fucking sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
This one, you spend $32,000 and you have to wedge this into conversation
We're
when
gonna do
people are
Exactly.
over.
Wear
You gotta
those?
frame that and then explain to somebody why you got drawers framed on the wall.
Yeah, and what is wild is that is best case.
Right.
But it's still
Yeah.
like you have to. You have a sword. You have a sword that Aragorn used. That's
fun.
incredible.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that
That's
rocks.
so cool. You have like Gimli's a hammer that he carried around on set is
Yeah.
incredible. You have one of the rings that sold for like $200,000. That's incredible.
That's an investment.
That's a cool thing. You have this. You have to bring this up when people are over.
That's like
That's kind of
a year of rent.
Yeah.
that's a car. That is a
Do you want a
hybrid.
car or Walter White's? You could buy a Pontiac Aztec.
What
Probably
kind
not.
of sick fuck? Can we find out who bought it?
It was
That's the
Jake.
real like
It was my producer Jake. No.
people got too much money.
It's absolutely wild.
Yeah. Oh my
Like-
God. Can you imagine just being like, I was bored. I bought a disgusting pair of used underwear for
Yeah.
$32,500.
All right, let me pull this last one up without spoiling the.
So I don't want this to come off as disrespectful to
Sure.
television lovers, but I feel like because some people like I don't like show shaming because I don't watch a lot of shows. Be like, you never seen XYZ, yada yada.
Yeah.
But what's worse is if you say to some, if like somebody says, "Oh, have you ever seen like The Fresh Prince?" and you'd be like, "I have," for the record. But if I was like, "No," and they get offended, somebody gets offended.
Yeah.
You've never seen a show.
Yeah.
I have found that a lot of the times people's attachment to that show is because like you ain't have no friends; those are your best friends.
Imagine if you told that person you'd never
That's
seen
so
Breaking
true.
Bad. That would be a devastating thing to them
That's
because
what,
they
like,
spent $33,000 on underwear.
$30,000 on underwear. You don't have no friends if you bought
I
underwear.
can't think of
for
anything
33
from a
worn
movie I
underwear.
would spend $100 on.
Can you imagine buying your friend's underwear at all
No.
for any amount of money?
The only way that is okay with me is if Aaron Paul bought that as a prank.
Right.
Yeah.
Like to donate the money. Like what?
And he just
What?
donated it to the Salvation Army bin store.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just floating around. So it's kids who want, people like trying to resell vintage clothes and they come across that and they're like, oh, I think this might be an OG WW's.
The Walter Tidy Whitey.
Final one.
Okay.
Jesse Pinkman's season 3 and 4, 3M gas mask from Breaking Bad. They wore gas masks when they cooked meth throughout the series, switching to this iconic style in season 3 and 4.
Is it COVID safe?
See, this is the thing. This is November 2021. So depending on where you're at,
so-
we could be looking at this. These were $700 this January in this county, and
And that's from the thing.
this is worn by Aaron Paul in the shooting of the show. The gas mask.
I mean, if underwear is $32,500,
Right.
what is this going to be?
I'm gonna go with the $250,000, $250,000.
Damn.
Because I felt so stupid after the last one. I undershot by so far. I'd
Yeah.
rather that's $250,000 right there.
Oh my God. I bet you're right. I'm going to say $300K.
That shit might be $1 million.
It was 46,000 pounds.
Oh.
So
Oh.
you know,
That
who
is
knows?
$250,000.
Yeah, depending on in 2001, this
Oh
was
my
a little bit
God.
less, but now this is $250,000.
Right.
So that's you're looking at about
Okay.
like $70,000 right now. But it is
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
But the underwear broke our brains.
Yeah. I'm
Fully.
like my elastic is outstretched. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing we can do. The underwear has broken the brains. $30,000. $30,000.
Oh my God.
The only thing left to do is to completely pivot from Breaking Bad, and we're gonna play a game called Build the Perfect Movie.
Build a perfect movie.
How this works is I'll give you a category. You have to pick 2 movies from that category
Bet.
whose Rotten Tomatoes score add up to as close to 100 as possible without going over. So Price is Right rules do apply.
Okay.
You're competing against one another, so you'll each pick 2. The category is going to be drama. So pick your first drama. I'll tell you the score, and then you can pick another one to try and get as close to 100 as possible without going over.
Okay.
You do have to pick 2. Let's see. Bailey, since you won the last round of that, 2 to 1, you'll pick your first drama first.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna say Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Okay. Your first drama?
Does the Truman Show count as a drama?
I would say yes, right?
I'm gonna go with the Truman
Yeah.
Show. Yeah.
I love that movie. All right, Portrait of a Lady on Fire is a 97%. So
Okay.
Bailey, you have to pick another drama that is 3% or less.
Okay.
The Truman Show is a 94%.
Okay.
So Cody, you have to pick a drama that is 6% or less,
Okay.
and you have the bigger number to make up. So you'll pick first.
Okay. Anything from Tyler Perry. Oh, actually, no. What was the one? Megalopolis. I know that.
Wow.
That shit.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but I saw that
looks
it
crazy.
got
Yeah.
nominated for a Razzie Award or something like that.
Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah.
And
I
Buddy
think
was
he like
tight.
said something
Yeah,
about
he-
it too. He like released a statement about being thankful.
Yeah, he was like, appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
For letting me know that you don't know what good shit is, but give me an award.
Don't know where you got my email, but thank you. All right, Bailey.
I'm coming in hot with Tiptoes.
What is Tiptoes?
Oh,
I'm so glad you asked.
here we.
Tiptoes.
Yeah. Well, the Truman
yeah.
Show's a 94%. Megalopolis 45.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So we're
Oh.
way over. We're way
right.
over. Portrait of a Lady on Fire 97. Tiptoes 22.
You're
So
kidding
also
me.
over. Also
Oh
over.
my God.
Right. Crazy. So you guys came up just short.
Just shy.
Or I'm just talking about Tiptoes in general. Tiptoes is a movie where Gary Oldman plays a little person by walking around with his knees in his shoes. What
And
year
it's
is this from, do you say?
Very dramatic.
2004.
No way.
It is. Ultimately, I don't know how many times I can play the Tiptoes trailer on air and have people watch it because every time it comes up, we fully watch it all the way through. But it is absolutely crazy. Matthew McConaughey is in it. Kate Beckinsale is in it. Peter Dinklage is in it. I mean, it's crazy. And Gary Oldman is on his knees.
Yeah.
With his knees in his shoes.
The trailer goes, Gary Oldman in the role of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
To be
watch
fair,
the
it
trailer.
doesn't say the
Go
best
watch the
role or
trailer.
it just says a role.
Just the role of a lifetime.
You know, but this makes sense to me because 2004, it was actually a wild ass time. That's probably when Joanna Man came out. Y'all remember Joanna
Oh,
Man?
yeah.
No.
Joanna Man is a movie about what year?
10% on Rotten Tomatoes, 2002. There was a little fallout from 9/11 that opened the door for anyone to
Yeah,
be
people were
creative.
like, hey,
we were just
whatever.
happy that people were at work.
Joanna Man is a movie about a NBA player who like falls from grace and then goes in drag to join the WNBA.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Like 6 Republican senators saw the trailer and it changed the trajectory of our entire
I was just
country.
gonna say, could anything be more topical? Wow.
All right, we're gonna do another round of Build the Perfect Movie.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna get it this time.
This
Again,
one,
heavy
let's
caliber.
do
Yeah,
let's do
yeah.
comedies for this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know a bad comedy when I see one. Anything I wrote.
All right, Cody, you pick first.
Okay, a comedy. Okay, this is gonna set me up right. Get Hard with Kevin Hart and
Will Ferrell,
Will Ferrell.
Bailey.
National Lampoon's Gold Diggers.
I think we've won the game now. I understand it now.
I have to make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
this has a Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, it does. All right, Get Hard is a 28%.
Hell yeah.
So you're looking for a
Wow.
73. Gold Diggers is 0. It is the number 0. The number is 0. Look at this.
It looks like she's looking at the score.
It is. It's
is the literal
0.
worst
There's like
movie
not a
of all
redemptive
time.
thing about it.
0%.
Horrible. It is a horrible film.
This is so. You know how? What did you say would be the ultimate insult?
Ordinary.
Ordinary. The reviews of this aren't bad. It is pointless. Multiple people are saying pointless. Shockingly nothing. Like people are just like that. Those are so much worse than bad or unfunny.
Yeah.
Pointless.
Ooh.
So Bailey, you need hold on.
a flat
100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check that. Yeah, 100. And Cody, you need a 73. 72. So Bailey, you'll pick first. You have more to make up. What's a comedy that's a 100?
Oh my God. I really made a mistake here.
Was that you reading the director's commentary to Gold Diggers?
It's just them reacting to the film they made. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh my God. I don't like this movie. I don't know if it's
You got to find 100. Let's give her some more time to think.
Okay, you want to go for your
that's
72?
so kind of
You know, I'm
you.
just saying because you got to find perfection.
Yeah.
Because you already found the opposite. I think for 72, and this is because you put it in my brain
Bailey's just
earlier.
figuring out which scary movie to pick.
I'm gonna go with Tropic Thunder.
Oh hell yeah.
All right. Gold Diggers, 0. Something else?
A comedy. I'm gonna say, oh my god, I don't know of any comedy that would ever be rated 100.
What about like
What is like?
something off?
I mean, even close.
You know, like Bo Burnham's Inside. You know, like that. Like, I don't know, I feel like somebody really fucked with that.
Yeah, no, that's got to be a high rating. But is that
I
a
don't even
movie?
think. Oh, it is on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
What a good. See, I'm not.
You can't pick it now. Ineligible because of reaction.
I'm nice though.
Okay. Yeah, you are.
It's a 95,
Oh my god, good for him.
which makes it, if you do math, infinity better than Gold Diggers.
Question then: Can I pick a comedy special?
If it has Rotten Tomatoes reviews.
Okay, then I'm gonna say Zach Galifianakis live at the Purple Onion.
Healthy choice.
Get Hard. You know, we'll do this. Gold Diggers 0. Zach Galifianakis live at the Purple Onion 76.
Whoa, that's fucked up.
Oh wait, that's a audience. It only has one rating, so I guess technically it's 100. It has one rating, but it's an ineligible Rotten Tomatoes score.
Oh.
Damn.
So I won.
Well, Get Hard is a 28. Tropic Thunder 82. So you would be over by
Wow.
10. So it would be impossible for Bailey to lose, even if she could think of a movie.
This is how I win.
I love Live at the Purple Onion. I think it's so funny.
It's so funny.
We did the
I
game
like
with the
that
year.
game. I'm gonna take that back to the house party.
It's a fun one to play. Here's sort of a different form on it as well. This is called discrepancy. Give me a comedy with the biggest discrepancy between audience and critic score. I want to know, and it can be either way. Critics liked it more, or audience liked it more. So this will be for a few points. A comedy with the biggest discrepancy, and a lot of comedies have massive discrepancies.
Girls Trip.
All right, Bailey.
Audiences loved it. Critics are white.
I'm gonna say Talladega Nights.
That movie is.
It's so
that
funny.
should have been your 100% right
Honestly,
there.
I thought about it,
Wow,
but then
this
I was
is
like,
jarring results.
really?
Talladega Nights critic score 72, audience 73. So 1%
No
discrepancy.
Wow.
Girls Trip critics 91, audience 78.
Whoa.
Wow.
So a bigger discrepancy, but critics
But,
liked it more than the audience.
Fascinating.
Because here's what you forget about audiences: even more white.
That's true.
We have 10,000 ratings.
Ratings at 78%.
You see, what you need to remember is audiences online.
Right.
Yeah, right as in R-H-I-T-E. I've learned so much about weird behavior just from playing this game on Rotten Tomatoes. Old movies have a lot less reviews. Comedies, it depends on the era of what we valued in comedy. Like Adam Sandler movies have big discrepancy, but now we
Yeah.
all love them.
Right.
But like older comedies, whether it's like Leslie Nielsen comedies or things like that, are all like 95 all across the board.
Damn,
Then Judd Apatow's early movies were so beloved; those are like 90s each. And then it's crazy
What
when
is
we agreed on liking
Bridesmaids?
comedies. It's a comedy Judd Apatow made.
Yeah, but what is the? Because
Oh,
like,
the-
that's what I should have.
I put in Bridesmaids.
Yo, Judd Apatow.
You talking about Mike Bridemaidsenstein? Let me see. 89% critic, 76% audience.
Oh,
Once
wow.
again, audience
yeah.
on the internet. A lot of them look like Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
But do they all agree with what he says?
No. They say-
Because he has a wife.
Too many women,
And yeah, and
too many women
daughters.
speaking.
Final game we're going to play.
Okay.
This is called Guess What Movie Kyle's Dad is Describing, having only watched the trailer and never having heard of the movie.
This is my favorite.
Okay.
Guess what movie trailer Kyle's dad is describing, having only watched the trailer and never having heard of the movie.
Your producer going crazy. That going crazy.
Thank you. Thank you. So how this game works is my dad, who has not been to a movie theater since Space Jam 1,
Whoa.
watches a movie trailer, writes down what happens, reads that back. You have to guess what movie it's a trailer for.
Oh,
It can be
okay.
any
I
movie
bet.
ever.
See, trailers. I don't watch TV, but I'll be watching all the trailers.
Oh hell yeah, you'll
Awesome.
probably be good at this one.
Okay, finally a trailer with the movie trailer voice. Those are some old Rolls Royces. The guys must be rich. The girl is sleeping and the legend wants her back. Maybe she is the lost princess who keeps talking about. Whoa, what the heck is that thing? She's reading a book to a bug. Is that a bug?
Very Kafka-esque.
A lot of shots of the little girl roaming around near men, animals, and rocks. Why is some of the movie blue and some of the movie yellow? There seems to be a war. Okay, is the guy with the horns good or bad?
I have a guess.
Uh-huh.
Pan's Labyrinth?
It is Pan's Labyrinth.
Stop, really?
Oh,
Oh my god.
that, wow.
Great pull.
Wow.
See, I was
Great
just
pull.
going off
That game is not worth any points. It's just for fun.
Nah, that was great. I was just going off the first and the last clue. I was gonna say like Hellboy.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
horns. I mean, the Hellboy guy
Horns.
looks a little bit like the
somebody sleeping and
what is the
Yeah.
thing from? I love Pan's Labyrinth. The
Yeah.
with the like the deer legs and the. Have you seen Pan's Labyrinth
yeah.
before?
I don't know if I have seen Pan's Labyrinth.
It's really
That
great.
shit was so
Yeah.
weird to me. I was like, what's happening?
There are these movies where, and Guillermo del Toro is really good at this, and I think this is his best movie, where you're like, the violence is so abrupt that it was like, it freaked me the fuck out the first time I saw
Yeah.
it. Like, the movie's about a war, but mostly it's not happening in the war.
Right.
And then when there is like a violent scene of a guy like getting like a hammer in the face, and you're just like, how do you not cut? Like, it like is so crazy. But Guillermo del Toro's who would have that fucking underwear for $36,000.
Yeah.
Because he buys his house is like a Hollywood museum.
That's cool.
And I don't know
would
if he would
be-
have Walter White's underwear.
I mean,
but
maybe,
if
though.
Walter White had like turned into a centaur, he might have. I don't know if the centaur would have it on the front legs or the back legs. Doesn't matter. Anyways, so we got to review our scores here.
While we look at the scores, I gotta tell you about a little movie game I'll be playing at the crib every now and then.
Oh,
Back
yeah?
in the day,
I
I,
love
used
it.
to
I love
live.
it.
I used to live with two good friends in an apartment where we had two identically sized, like 50-inch TVs or whatever, mounted on top of each other. It was the most. We called it the
my
never-ending sleepover. It was extremely
God.
boyish, and we would get high, and then we would put what's it called? Planet Earth
Oh yeah,
on both TVs.
Mm-hmm.
And we play a game called DJ the World, where you mute the TVs, and then somebody's got to take the aux cord or the Bluetooth or whatever and find a song that fits the
who's the best at
background.
syncing it up?
That's so
of both
fun.
things.
Is Daft Punk ineligible for playing
Everything
during
is-
this?
everything is
Because
like,
I would do that. Get high and watch it with just playing like Daft Punk.
Yeah,
and
you-
you're just like,
DJ the World.
it feels like my
World.
dad watching The Wizard of Oz with Pink Floyd,
Yeah.
or he's just like, yeah, did you see it? Did you see it? Like,
That's such a great
That
idea.
is such a-
I
that
love
works for
that.
anything,
With
honestly.
one or with two at the same time. The best is if you like. I remember the big winner. One time we watched Planet Earth, like the Deep Blue Sea version with the whales, and my homegirl put on I'm Blue.
great.
Yeah.
Great.
Hell yeah.
And it's good to shoot some
Hit.
residuals towards that song wherever you're
Yeah.
streaming that from. Give them
It's a
some
great
money.
song.
You get if you got the double screen, you got a lion chasing a gazelle at the top, and then like
Who
a
is blue
elephant-
because he's sad.
elephant giving birth at the bottom. You put on Frank Sinatra's "That's Life." It's a hit.
Oh
Come on now.
my
That's fun.
god.
I love that.
Love that.
That's
a fun
game.
So fun.
Gosh, that's really fun. We have well, hey, I mean, our final score here, Bailey 4 points today.
Oh my god, yeah.
Very good job.
Thank you.
Cody 78.
All right. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Give me my.
So Cody, you won the podcast today. Let everyone know where to find you and anything you have going on you'd like them to check out. This would be a perfect time.
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram and YouTube. What Cody said. Just what Cody said. That's all my everywheres. And then come to a live show.
Do it.
You know what I mean? Flabbergasted at the Hotel Cafe Saturday, March 29th. Jordan Temple and myself gonna bring some really funny people who make a lot more money than me to come tell jokes for a lot less money than they normally are used to.
Great.
Amazing.
But it's a fun time. Yeah, I like a good joke. You know what
Great.
I'm saying?
Bailey 4 points today, so you can also tell people where to find you if you'd like. You beat the threshold.
Amazing. I'm on the internet at Bailey E. Norton, and I perform in Los Angeles and other places. You can find me there to find out when and where. It'll be great.
Wonderful.
We on the net.
Yeah.
So if you guys are online, check that out. If you need some hours, I do have a few AOL hour DVDs still available for sale. So if you see me, I'll be traveling with those as merch. Have a wonderful day.
I've never seen it.